Hey everyone, in this video I will show you how to use Tilt.js in your React applications to make your UI a bit more interactive and exciting. So follow along and we will create this credit card component. First I will start by installing our dependency, which is going to be React Tilt. So this is a wrapper around Tilt.js and gives you React support. And after that I have a Next.js repo set up already. And I also added in some SVGs that we will use in this component. So feel free to grab the link from the description and follow along. So in the next step, in the app directory, we will create our components folder and we will create a new component called credit card. Now this component will be a client component, and next we will define our credit card component. And while we are already here, let's import the tilt component from React Tilt. And next, only thing we have to do is call this tilt component, and I'll be passing some class names to it. And because we use Tailwind, this will be very simple. So I will define some width, which is going to be 425 pixel. I define a height, which is going to be 270 pixel. A background gradient to top right, some corner, flex, content center, item center, and justify center. This is all for later on to center our content. And lastly, let's add our gradient colors. So I will use some custom colors here. So from 9C to CF3 to A49 F9. And we can go back to our main page. We can delete all the boilerplate and we can just import our credit card. And let's see how it looks like. So if you look at it, as you hover over this component, it will calculate the position on which side to tilt, into which direction, so you don't have to do any of that. And if you leave, it will just jump back. So next, we can get started by populating our card with all the details like credit card number and so on. So first we will define a div. I will add this some padding for width and for height. And inside this div, I will have another div with the extra content. For this, because we will use absolute positioning for the images, we will use relative, full width, for height again. And now we can add the images that I mentioned earlier. So for the chip and the MasterCard logo, so we can import the image component from Next.js, add a class name absolute. Let's keep the alt text for now. The source will be /mastercard.svg. The width is 70 pixel and the height is 24 pixel. And the next will be the chip. So for this, it will be also absolute position, right 0, bottom 0, top 0, and margin auto, and instead of the MasterCard, we will use the chip SVG, and we will also adjust the size to 60 pixel and 30 pixel. So let's check how it looks like. So we already have some success. We have the icons displayed. Now let's continue. Now I made a mistake. Yeah, this should be margin auto. So yeah, now it's centered. Now after the images, I will add one more div, and here we will contain all the details. So the credit card number, the owner of the card, and the expiration date. So let's define some class names. So flex, X column, full width, full height, and justify to the end, and add some gap in between the items. And next, we will add the credit card number. So I'm just going to use a dummy, and let's also style it. So here, this is going to be large text, and below that I will add one more div where we will define the remaining details, and to display them nicely line by line, I will use flex and add some gap in between. And below I will just add the two more fields. So there's going to be text large and uppercase, and same here. And for this will be the username. So this can be John Doe, for example. And the expiration date is gonna be in sometime next year. So let's see how it looks like. Okay, much better. But we can still make this a tiny bit nicer. So I will import the font from Next.js. So the shared tag mono is something I've been using recently. So I will stick to that. Let's register it. Yep, the weight is going to be 400. And that should be it. And I will append the class name on the whole component. There is a reason I only import it for this component, because I don't think I will use it for the whole application. So I only want to use this font when this component is being loaded. So let's replace this. But here, and we just go shared_tag_mono.class name. So now if we look at it, then we will get an error. Oh yeah, I need to define the subsets, which is going to be an array of strings. So I define Latin, and that's it. So yeah, this is as simple as it can be. So you can do this in under 10 minutes. A very simple, but very nice touch for your application. Let me know if you like this video. Feel free to drop a like or subscribe, or just leave a comment if there is any topics you want me to cover. And I will see you in the next one.